It's hard to explain to people that you feel sad about someone who you never met. Me and death never had a good relationship, ever. Death always freaks me out. Always. Just freaks me out. Not my own death, but other people's death. I know someday that, I'm not going to be here. I don't know how. We don't know how that's going to happen when we go. When our number is up, so they say. I am 4 years younger than John, or Matches 860. And I think his death makes us think of our own mortality, because my first reaction was, what? It can't be. He was too young. You're not supposed to die at 64. And watching his live stream, a few days ago, about 4 or 5 days ago, his Friday night thing, it seemed okay to me. Didn't seem sick. He wasn't the kind of guy that really complained much, right? I know if I joined in his chat, in the live chat, he'd always say, George Bruno, always good to see you. And you just wanted him to acknowledge you. And it was kind of cool, wasn't it? It was. He's the reason why I bought a pound of Haunted Bookshop when I used to buy just little tins of it. Haunted Bookshop in my Savinelli 673, also known as the Sultanelli, that I called it. Let me load this bad boy up a little bit, because I'm going to use it to toast him. Remember the first time you tried Haunted Bookshop? And you smoked it a little too fast? And then when you tried to get up out of your chair, you're like, whoa! You went back down in your chair, and you thought, I think I'll stay here for about 20 more minutes. And then you did it again, and again, and you're like, that's it! I'm never gonna get Haunted Bookshop again. And then you finished your tin, and then one night you're out in your smoking room or your deck, and you're like, where's my Haunted Bookshop? That's what it was like for me. And he talked about Haunted Bookshop like it was nothing. And I remember listening to him talk about Haunted Bookshop, and I'm like, man, he must have some constitution. That stuff knocks me on my butt. 2 or 3 tins later, I'm like, you know what? I bought a pound, and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. In the Sultanelli. I got it from Eddie Gray, Pipe Nook. Yeah. We all loved him, didn't we? We did. What is it about him that we loved? You got to realize I'm trying to be positive now, because I am freaked out about this. And I'm in complete 100% denial. 100%. So, in no way am I trying to be disrespectful of him. I'm dealing with my own, how can I put it, my own concept of death. And when I've told a couple people about his death already, like in the past couple hours, they're like, yeah, okay. Yeah, but this thing happened to me on the way to work today. And I'm just like, and they changed the subject real quick. They didn't get it. And unless you knew Matches, you couldn't explain him. If you showed a video of him to somebody, they'd be like, yeah, and that's something about the piping community that I've learned to appreciate, is the personalities, the subtleties and the nuances with all these personalities. Everyone's different. Everyone has a shtick. Everyone has a special tobacco that they love, or a pipe that they smoke it out of, and a special way that they light it and pack it. And no one way is more right than another. And you know that. You know that. And you know, you're just like me. When you watched him, if he didn't say Matches 860, If he didn't say that, you knew something was wrong. You waited for that. You waited for that. You heard me tell the story of a tobacconist. And I said, tell me about your customers. It's a guy at a brick and mortar shop. Tell me about your customers. He says, my cigarette buyers, they're in and out. They're in such a hurry. They want their nicotine fix. My cigar customers. He said 50-50. And I said 50-50 what? And he goes, 50% assholes, 50% good guys. I totally get that. And then he mentioned his pipe smokers. And he goes, my pipe smokers. And he actually looked off in the distance, like he was visualizing faces. He went, my pipe smokers. And he shook his head. And then he looked back at me and he said, everyone a gentleman. That's what he said. That's what he told me. And that's why you watched Matches 860, isn't it? In a crazy world, the 24-hour news cycle, pandemics, epidemics, politics, lefties, righties, right wing, left wing. In all of that craziness, there was Matches 860, who had a bubble around him and didn't identify as this or that. And you could be in his presence, in the presence of a gentleman. And the gentleman had that effect on you. You know, I've got a biofeedback monitor on my phone, and I actually have a handheld separate unit that you put your 2 fingers on, measures galvanic skin response through a tone. And if you're getting nervous, it goes, and as you calm yourself, it goes, you know, and you learn how to control your anxiety. Same thing with the thing on my phone as well, where I can put my finger on it and it measures blood saturation levels and heartbeat and all that stuff like that. I can guarantee you that if you did a biofeedback test on yourself while you were watching John, it would be, you shared his calmness, didn't you? We don't watch pipe smokers to get hyped up, do we? We never do. We watch them to calm ourselves. Because our hobby, our sport, is a calming sport. A calming hobby. You know, it's interesting. I always thought, I'll drive the RV up to New England and do a show with him. It would be worth it just to drive 6 hours from Philly and park in his driveway and do a show with him. That would have been fun. But I can't do that now. And that was one of the first things I thought. I'm like, wow, I'm going to miss him. How can you miss somebody you never met face to face? And that's the beauty of social media, is that we have a chance to do that and appreciate each other. So, not to drag this on anymore, because I'm still in denial. I'm still dealing with how this affects me and my own mortality and how close in age I was to him. So I just want to light up. And light up to John. Matches 860. Oh, wait. Let me go back. Matches 860. This is for you, John. Haunted Bookshop. And a Savinelli 673. Cheers, my friend, even though we never met. Maybe we someday will meet. Who knows? But I appreciate your calm. And even now, I'm glad I can emulate it. Not nearly as good as you. You're a blessing. And I strive for the calmness that you had. You were kind of like the Bob Ross or the Mr. Rogers of the piping world. And I'm glad that you even said my name even one time. Cheers, matches. Cheers.